To understand the nature of sorrow and the ending of sorrow, one must understand time, and to understand time is to understand thought. Jiddu Krishnamurti. To understand sorrow, one must understand time, and to understand time is to understand thought. To understand sorrow, understand time, and to understand time is to understand thought. What is ego? What is ego? We usually say the ego is I am this. We usually say the ego is I am this. And this could be anything. I am a male, I am a body, I am a father, I am a scholar, I am happy, I am these many years of age. But all these statements are incomplete. The ego is I am X now. The ego is I am X now. This now is a very important part of ego. This now is a very important part of the ego, and this now has to be understood if this statement has to be understood. This statement says to understand sorrow, you'll have to understand time, and to understand time, you'll have to understand thought. Ego is this now. We exist not only as something in relation to others, we also exist in the zone of the ego as something in relation to time. I am something now. Now is the center of ego. As body in space, the body is the center of ego. Please understand this. In space, the body is the center of ego. As mind, now is the center of ego.
Mind is the center of ego.
Who am I? In this entire vast space, who am I?
Body.
This body. So the center of the ego is
Body.
this body.
In space.
In space, yeah. In this entire vast space, who am I? This body. So this body is the center of ego. And in this entire flow of time, where am I?
Now.
Now. So now is the center of ego.
Now I am this.
So the mind space-time relationship, the body.
The moment a now is created, past and future are also created. I'm asking you, can the past and future exist without the now? So now is the imaginary center which creates past and future. We fully well understand that the ego wants to live in past and future. But the past and future, they are always relative to now. It is the now ahead of which we say the future lies. It is the now behind which we say the past lies. Getting?
एक नदी के बीच में खंबा गाड़ दें और कहते हैं इससे पहले कुछ है और इसके बाद
हाँ,
कुछ
हाँ,
है.
हाँ,
Exactly, it's
हाँ.
nowhere stopping.
Just as you say AD
and BC.
Getting it? As if something happened.
Also, can we not say that it is now only that I can talk about past or future?
So arbitrarily, in the stream of time, you put a location to yourself. Arbitrarily, in the stream of time, we assign ourselves a particular location called now. And that now can actually be anywhere. That now can actually be anywhere. Even in the lifetime of the organism, the now is constantly moving. Is the now ever at one place? The now is constantly moving. What is not moving is the idea of future. That is there. That is the stuff of the mind. That cannot move. Because that can move only through its dissolution. Otherwise it is constant. It stays. That there is a past and that there is a future. That there is a past and that there is a future. The now is the center of our identity. Till the time there is a now, there would always be a future to look forward to. There would always be a past which we would take as coming from our beginning. I began, and my journey since my beginning is called the past. I began, I had a past, I have a future, and then I have a I began, I have a past, then there is now, and then there is a future, and then there is a death, an ending. And that is sorrow.
Is it now that the center, or is it my now that is the center?
Now is always mine. Always mine. If I ask you what is happening now, what will you say?
That would be my now.
So what will you say?
Right now we are having a discussion.
I call somebody up. What is happening? Abhi kya chal raha hai? What would be the response?
My nows are different.
Now is always mine. That is why it's ego. Now is always personal. Just as bodies are personal, now too is always personal. Now is a very personal thing.
Personal is false.
So we can't say present.
No, now is different from present. Now is different from present. Present includes now. Now and because now and past and future are all related. So present includes now and past and future, everything. So time that way is sorrow, because where there is time, there would always be an ending. Where there is time, there would always be thought. There would always be thought. And please ask yourself, is the now not as much of a thought as is the future? When there is no thought, not only is there no past and future, there is also no
No.
now. Time itself is thought. Time itself is thought. A thought whose center is now. Others are a thought whose center is my body. Entire world is a thought whose center is my body. Entire future is a thought whose center is my now. And the past, obviously. There is no sorrow except to identify with that which time brings. There is no sorrow except to live in that which time has given. To play around with the toys of time is one thing. Playing with past is one thing. Playing with future is one thing. But to be attached to them is another thing.
That will bring sorrow.
That will bring sorrow.
That doesn't happen.
Yes. You can listen to a tale, a story. And either you could say, well, that is my story, and become deeply attached to it. Or take the story as a joke and enjoy it. Laugh in it. As soon as the waves of time assume too much importance for the mind becomes heavy. Mind no more remains clear.